What's up, guys? Welcome to Promotech. Thanks for tuning in. The Galaxy S27 Ultra is starting to look less like a yearly smartphone upgrade and more like a complete course correction for Samsung. The surprising part is that none of the rumored changes sound revolutionary on their own. But when you connect all the dots, a very different picture starts to emerge. Samsung appears to be fixing several long-standing weaknesses at the same time, and if even half of these leaks are accurate, the S27 Ultra could become the phone that future Galaxy devices are built around. Let's dive right into the video. The first thing most people are talking about is the camera, but I think almost everyone is focusing on the wrong detail. Yes, Samsung is reportedly developing a new 200-megapixel sensor, but megapixels stopped being the real story years ago. The more important rumor is that Samsung may be rebuilding the entire imaging experience from the ground up. Think about the last few Galaxy Ultra generations. The cameras were powerful, but Samsung often relied heavily on software processing to create that signature look. Sometimes photos looked incredible. Sometimes they looked overly sharpened. Sometimes colors felt just a little too aggressive. Now the leaks suggest Samsung could be prioritizing sensor quality instead of spec sheet marketing. That sounds like a small change. It's not, because when a company starts focusing on the foundation rather than the numbers, the improvements show up everywhere. Better night shots, better dynamic range, more natural skin tones, better video, better consistency. And then comes the rumor that has a lot of people worried. Samsung may remove the 3x telephoto camera. At first glance, that sounds insane. Why would Samsung remove a camera from its most expensive flagship? But the more I think about it, the more it feels like Samsung finally admitting something the industry has known for years. More cameras do not automatically mean better photography. If Samsung can achieve similar zoom results using higher quality sensors and smarter image processing, removing an entire camera could actually improve the experience while reducing complexity. It's one of those decisions people will criticize before launch and potentially praise 6 months later. But that's not even the biggest camera rumor. The feature I'm watching most closely is variable aperture. Longtime Samsung fans will remember this from older Galaxy devices. Most people ignored it because it wasn't flashy enough for marketing campaigns. The reality is completely different. Variable aperture gives the camera flexibility. It can adapt to different lighting conditions in ways fixed smartphone lenses simply cannot. Brighter night photography, better depth separation, more natural images. The funny thing is that smartphone innovation has reached a point where some of the most important upgrades sound boring until you actually use them. Then there's A-low-P technology. And honestly, this might become one of the most important camera developments Samsung has introduced in years. Every smartphone manufacturer faces the same problem. Customers want better zoom. Customers want thinner phones. Physics says you usually can't have both. A-low-P could be Samsung's attempt to break that limitation. If the technology works the way early reports suggest, Samsung could improve zoom quality while reducing camera thickness. That's the kind of engineering breakthrough that doesn't generate massive headlines at launch, but ends up influencing the entire industry afterward. Now let's talk about the upgrade Samsung fans have been requesting for years. Battery life. Because this is where things start getting really serious. For what feels like forever, Samsung has been stuck around the 5,000 milliamp hours mark while competitors continued pushing further ahead. The rumored shift to silicon carbon batteries changes everything. We're hearing whispers of a battery approaching 7,000 milliamp hours without dramatically increasing the size of the phone. Read that again. Not a slightly bigger battery. Not another 200 or 300 milliamp hours increase. Potentially one of the biggest battery jumps in Galaxy Ultra history. And what's fascinating is that reports suggest Samsung has been experimenting with even larger capacities internally. That tells me the company knows battery life is becoming one of the most important factors influencing smartphone purchases. People don't upgrade because their phones aren't powerful enough anymore. They upgrade because they're tired of compromises. A battery breakthrough removes one of the biggest compromises left. By the way, this is exactly why communities like Wallverse have become so valuable lately. The smartphone industry is changing faster than most people realize, and keeping track of which leaks actually matter is becoming harder every year. Following the patterns instead of individual rumors often reveals where companies are heading long before official announcements arrive. And those patterns bring us directly to performance. The rumored Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6 Pro sounds absolutely ridiculous. Most headlines will focus on clock speeds. I'm paying attention to something else. Efficiency. Because we're entering an era where smartphones aren't just running apps anymore. They're processing AI tasks locally. They're editing videos. They're generating content. They're becoming personal AI machines. A faster chip matters. A dramatically more efficient chip matters even more, especially when combined with a larger battery. That's where the experience changes. That's where users start noticing the difference every single day. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this kind of analysis, consider joining the community. More than 70% of people watching these videos aren't subscribed. The goal isn't to chase every rumor on the internet. It's to build a community that understands the bigger picture behind the leaks and sees where the industry is actually going. Now here's the rumor that could end up overshadowing everything else. Polar ID. And I don't think enough people are talking about it. For years, Samsung has had excellent fingerprint scanners, but facial security has never become a true headline feature. That could change. If Polar ID delivers secure facial authentication comparable to Face ID while maintaining a cleaner display design, Samsung won't just be adding another feature. It will be solving a problem that's existed for years. And that's what makes the S27 Ultra so interesting. The biggest rumors aren't about flashy gimmicks. They're about removing friction, better battery life, smarter cameras, more efficient performance, improved security, less compromise. That's a very different philosophy from simply chasing bigger numbers, which is why I keep coming back to the same thought. Maybe the Galaxy S27 Ultra isn't trying to become the most exciting phone Samsung has ever made. Maybe Samsung is trying to make it the most complete phone it has ever made. And if that's really the direction they're heading, then the implications extend far beyond a single flagship, because what we're seeing today could be the blueprint for every premium Galaxy device that follows. Take care and stay safe. I'll see you in the next one soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.